Al Bernstein here with Steve Farhood at the MGM Grand, where we have seen a very exciting evening of boxing. And as advertised on this Knockout Kings, there were a lot of stoppages. And we'll look first at the undercard matches. I hate to call them undercard because many would be main event in some cases. Overall, it was a very exciting card.
Well, it was called Knockout Kings, and we had 4 stoppages of various different kinds. One technical decision, I guess that's not technically a stoppage, but it was inside the distance. And then one stopped in the corner, and a couple of TKOs. So I think people got what they wanted.
Yeah, let's start off talking about Leo Santa Cruz, a young man who is a very exciting fighter, who defended his bantamweight title against Eric Morel, a former world champion, and he ended up stopping Morel, a TKO in the 5th round. Eric Morel stood right in front of this young man, and it was a war.
Well, when Leo Santa Cruz won the title, prior to winning the title, he really hadn't fought anybody. No one tough. And I said, okay, he fought outstanding in beating the South African to win the vacant title, but it was a vacant title. The South African probably wasn't a top 10 guy. Let's see what else he can do. Well, in fighting Morel, a fighter with a pedigree, granted, past his prime, no doubt about it, not in his best weight either, but he totally dominated him, and he fought very well technically. Pounded Morel to the body. They stopped it in the corner, which was the right thing to do because Morel was taking a beating. I think we've probably seen the last of Morel at the top level, but we've also now seen that Leo Santa Cruz belongs on the top level.
Bueno, primeramente quiero darle gracias a Dios, quiero dar las gracias a toda la gente. I want to thank Sam, Marcus, his other brother, Sylvia, and I want the whole team. I want to give thanks for supporting me and all the help. And I want to thank Golden Boy. I want to thank Richard, all the whole team that has been helping me. I want to thank my Javier, my Oscar, Daniel Garcia, my dad, my brothers, everybody. I want to thank. I'm very happy. I'm excited, because I came to fight for the fans, and I hope all the fans and other people like my fight. And I trained really hard to give them a good show, and I hope you guys liked it. And I'm just happy and excited. I don't know what else to say.
I love watching Leo Santa Cruz fight. He never stops punching. He is exciting, and he's got a wonderful personality as well. Now, we also saw Marcos Maidana, who moved up to 147 in his last fight and didn't do so well against Evan Alexander, lost a lopsided decision. This time he took on Jesus Soto Caras, and he ended up winning on a TKO in the 8th round in what was a very spirited battle back and forth, and Maidana was in trouble in a couple cases in this fight.
Oh yeah, that was the fight of the night. I don't think that surprised anybody. Marcos Maidana has been in how many exciting fights, and Soto Caras never backs off, has a great chin. What happened in this fight is Maidana came out boxing, which surprised a lot of people, although he's with Robert Garcia now, who clearly has taught him a lot about boxing. He stuck the jab in Soto Caras' face. It's hard to miss Soto Caras with too many punches. Okay, and Maidana built a lead, and I said, okay, he's going to box his way to a nice win. Well, it didn't happen that way. All of a sudden, Soto Caras started coming on, and Maidana was grabbing him, and Maidana looked like mentally, if not physically, beaten. And then all of a sudden, he came back, showed the power that he always had at 140 pounds, dropped Soto Caras, won the fight by stoppage. It was actually extremely exciting, and I think it's going to be talked about. It might not win Fight of the Year. I don't think it was that good, but it's going to be talked about as a Fight of the Year candidate.
Buenas noches. Bueno, quiero agradecer a Golden Boy, a Showtime por darme esta oportunidad. Y bueno, la pelea fue bastante dura. Soto Caras, mi respeto para él, un boxeador muy fuerte. Era como lo esperábamos, que salga fuerte, y bueno, gracias a Dios gané la pelea, muy contento.
Good evening to everyone. First of all, I just want to thank Golden Boy Promotions, Showtime, and everybody of you for this great opportunity. My respect to Jesus Soto Caras, because he's hell of a tough fighter. But I feel happy. I think I'm back on track. Now I'm 147 pounds. It was a tough fight. I hope you like it.
Now, Maidana, moving up to 147 now, had a good performance. Is he a 147-pounder, do you think?
Yeah, I think the fact that he came back in a fight that was slipping away from him, let's face it, and he took a lot of punches too. The fact that he came back, dropped a fighter who has a great chin in Soto Caras, had been down only one time, I think he showed that that he does have the power. Hey, we can't say he didn't have the power against Devin Alexander because he never hit him.
True, you have to hit somebody to show power. And then finally, in the last fight before the main event, Johnny Gonzalez defended his WBC featherweight title, but he didn't because Daniel Ponce de Leon, a 32-year-old former champion, beat him. They had a clash of heads. They had to go to the scorecards after in the 8th round, and Ponce de Leon got the margin. But you were scoring it at ringside. Paulie Malignaggi and I scored it by a close margin for Ponce de Leon. I thought it was a close fight. You actually had Gonzalez ahead.
And Al Bernstein was very kind to me on the air when he heard that I had Johnny Gonzalez ahead. He didn't insult me or say that I, had my wrong glasses on or anything. But it was a very interesting fight going in because I remember at our Friday meetings, Al, I said to, I think, Barry Tompkins, I said, this could be a one-round bang-out, two guys with great punches and not always great chins, or it could be not such a good fight because Johnny Gonzalez will box. Well, you know what? It wasn't a great fight. Tactical fight. If you never saw Johnny Gonzalez fight before and somebody told you what a great puncher he is, you would have watched this fight and said, I don't get it. I don't see it. But a good win for Ponce de Leon, who needed it. He's up there in years, but they were both over 30 years old, which for the featherweight division is kind of old. And he deserved it. He's a champion again.
Gracias a toda la prensa que está aquí, a toda la gente que está por aquí. Les agradezco mucho. La verdad me siento muy contento. Por mucho tiempo estuve esperando esta oportunidad y la aproveché al máximo. Ya quería ser campeón por mucho tiempo y lo logré. Lo logré con mucho trabajo y con muchas ganas. Así que...
Well, first of all, I'd like to thank all of you for being here tonight. This is a very special evening for me. I've been waiting for a long time to be a world champion again, and I want to thank everybody that made this opportunity possible.
La verdad que este es el mejor día de mi vida. Aunque fui campeón ya, pero esta ocasión lo siento más feliz porque siento más maduro, más experiencia y siento más contento.
This is really the happiest day of my life. I know I was a champion before, but this feels much more special because I have matured and I feel much stronger than ever.
All right, so this Undercard Knockout Kings did deliver what it promised. For Steve Farhood, I'm Al Bernstein here at the MGM Grand for the Boxing Channel.